Good morning, class. So continuing with the chapter industries, I want you to turn to page number 36. Up till now, we have learnt about the types of industries which were based on raw material used. They were mineral based industries and agro based industries. Now today, we are going to learn about the categorization of industries, generally mineral industries, on the basis of investment and size, and it is a large scale industry, small scale, or cottage industries. I want you to open up to page number 37. Whatever you see underline, you have to underline. If something has been written, some explanation of the term or a word has been written, please make sure you note it down as well. Now coming to large scale industries. Large scale industries refer to those industries which require huge infrastructure, large workforce, and heavy capital investment. Lot of finance or money is capital is required, money is required to make sure that this particular industry runs smoothly. Now, huge infrastructure in case of buildings and land and machinery which is going to be used. These factories are well designed over large tracts of land with huge constructions and setup of big machineries. See, one cannot hope to achieve, when we are talking about such industries, one cannot hope to achieve a lot just with human workforce. So, lot of machineries are used. Thousands to lakhs of people work in such industries, so it provides livelihood to a lot number of people. Huge amounts of cash and capital flow is required to run these. See, the product being manufactured there is of course being sold, but to make sure that this particular product is manufactured, then lot of capital flow is required. Latest technology and advanced methods are used for the production of quality products. Now, if a particular industry is not keeping up to date with the latest technology and advancement in that particular sector, then they do not hope to gain a good market, as the market is very competitive, and every day, figuratively speaking, every day there is some or the other upgradation in the technology. Now, when we are talking about large scale industries, we are talking about industries such as iron and steel, textile, shipbuilding, and automobile industries. Now, when we are talking about large scale industries, the industrialists have to keep this in mind, that they have to provide to the customer a quality product while keeping the production cost in check. Now coming to small scale industries. Small scale industries are those which do not require a huge infrastructure. Land is required, but not on that magnitude as that of large scale industry. Space, workforce, and investment like the large scale industries. For example, in India, the small scale industries start with investment in the range of 25 lakhs rupees to 5 crore. So when we are talking about a large scale industry, 5 crores is just peanuts. The investment amount varies from one country to the other. Now, depending on the cost of the raw material, the human labor required, and the machinery, whether it is being built, researched and developed in-house, or the technology has been imported from other countries. So all these factors play a very important role in setting up of an industry. The basic sense is that the level, scale, and requirements of these industries are relatively less than the large scale industries. Now, examples of common scale industries can be dairy and food processing, when we are talking about Amul products as such, tomato ketchup, ice cream, fruit juices, cheese, cornflakes, biscuits, chocolates, furniture, chemicals, small tools, and part of machineries, leather products, rubber, and plastic items come under small scale industries. Now, cottage industries. Cottage industries can be operated from home. You can start even from a single room. These types of industries require small investments and are mostly dependent upon human labor. Mostly they are run by the involvement is of a single family and no other employee is taken from outside. Cottage industries are run mostly by families themselves. These industries provide employment to a large number of population because it's easy to start a cottage industry. If you are creative, if you have a know-how, and governments around the world provide easy training, like people can start making jams and juices at home, but they have to keep this in mind that the quality check has to be of the highest standard. For example, handlooms, khadi, handicrafts, toys, small tools, honey production by beekeeping, silk weaving, bamboo works, pottery, marble works, perfumes, brassware, handmade paper, candles and bangles are all examples of cottage industries. Now, factors determining the location of industries. There are various factors which influence where an industry will set up. It is also possible that various units of an industry may come up at different locations. This is because every unit might get influenced by different set of factors. Still, the most favorable location attracts most types of industries. So first we look at the geographical factors. There are certain factors which are available naturally on Earth with proper survey and planning research. These are explored and taken under human use. To set up industries, these natural factors are very important. For some industries, presence of all these factors are very important, while for other few of these factors are mandatory. Some can do with just a handful of these geographical factors. They can manage to run a successful factory or industry. Others require a more complex structure. Now, the first thing under geographical factors is availability of raw material. Raw materials are the most basic, important and crucial need for an industry. Without any raw material, you cannot manufacture, you cannot have a finished good or a product. Industries tend to locate near the source of their raw materials. Because the further they are from the source, the greater will be the cost of transporting them to the factory, where it will be turned into a finished product. Now, this is particularly important for the industries which use bulky and heavy raw materials. For examples, sugar mills are located near the sugarcane fields. Otherwise, if sugar canes have to be taken far, they will get dried up as the sucrose content in the canes will get reduced. Iron and steel industries use heavy minerals such as iron ores, manganese, bauxite and coal. Therefore, they prefer to set up near the mining sites. Now, the next factor is the suitable climate. Extreme climate like too hot and humid or too cold do not encourage industrial growth. For certain industries, certain climatic conditions are important. Now, for example, cotton textile industry requires humid climate because cotton threads break in dry climate. It is possible to install artificial humidifiers which control the humidity in the atmosphere, but they increase the cost of production. Now, the third important factor is the availability of land. Availability of sufficient land is important, particularly for large-scale industries. For example, iron and steel or automobile industries or railway manufacturing need extensive areas for the setting up of car sheds, factory shed for assembling and other manufacturing units. Besides, stacking up of raw materials as well as finished products need separate space. The integrated large-scale units need their own water and power supply units. Now, in the olden days, all kind of mills were located near a river because the running water helped them to run the mill. Nowadays, people use power. Even the coal is used for generating power. People use diesel, not to mention hydroelectric power. So it all depends. All these factors are very important in running a successful industry. Now when we are to besides stacking up of raw materials as well as finished products need separate space. So you need a godown also where you can safely house your finished product. The integrated large scale units need their own water and power supply units as well as space for their workforce to be settled in the nearby areas. Now even if you go to a small medical clinic, they will have their own genset outside so that their working is not hampered in case there is no power supply by the government. Especially now children, important is as well as space for their workforce to be settled in the nearby areas. Now if the people working in a particular factory or industrial area, they are coming from very far off, then they are wasting human hours. So and they are getting tired also, they are spending more money also in conveyance. So most of these industries, they establish their own townships where factories, storages, administrative offices and residential quarters are located. Now I've written over here just about 2 examples which I'm going to give you. Very famous people. You must have heard about Jamsetji Tata. He set up a steel plant in 1911 in a place called, that particular place came to be later known as Jamshedpur, or is also popularly known as Tata Nagar. Now this whole township came up because the people started living there, and the people who were living there, they needed other facilities. See, other secondary businesses came up over there: grocers, greengrocers, dry grocers, medical doctors, schools. So when a particular industry is set up, then industrialists who have the foresight, they make sure that they set up hospitals, educational institutions, and they have welfare activities in place for their employees. A happy employee is a satisfied employee, and they will give more to their employer. Then the second example I'll give you is about Modi Nagar. It is a small town near Meerut, between Meerut and Ghaziabad. Now this particular town was established in 1933 by Rai Bahadur Gujarmal Modi and his brother Ketan Modi. Now they set up over there Modi Group of Industries, the major industries being sugar mills and spinning and weaving mills limited. Now this Modi Nagar, now it is a thriving town, but the Modi mills as such are not thriving as they were when they were set up because of some internal dispute between the Modi family. Now we come to the accessible water source. The last and most important geographical factor. Availability of abundant water supply is needed for most of the industries. Some industries require more water like steel, chemicals, rayon, paper and thermal power. Now the economic factors we'll take up in the next class. As of now children, I want you to concentrate on the flow chart given over here. Factors for industrial locations, geographical, economic and others. Geographical, we saw availability of raw materials, suitable climate, availability of land, accessible water sources. Then next we'll take up economic and other factors which are important to set up industries. Now I want you, whatever we have done today, I want you to give it a thorough study, try and understand what I have told you. If there is some doubt, confusion, please note it down, and we'll discuss it when the school reopens. Thank you.